Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Grab a Cuppa Knit and Chat. This is December the 7th, 2025, and it's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I was a little close there. Sorry about that. Uh, I'm not doing things as normal on this, for this month because it's what everybody calls Vlogmas. And quite frankly, I have several advents that I got this year. I got the Woolens and Nosh sock advent, and I'm not going to show it because I've done the leg and I'm now doing the heel gusset and going to start the foot soon. And I'm doing that two at a time, so I don't want to spoil colors for anyone. Also, the Rainier and Roses advent. I'm doing the I Quilt 2 knitted blanket, and my square halves are day 1 with day 24, day 2 with day 23, and I don't want to spoil colors for people with that. And I got the Storyteller Nanya advent, and I'm working a cardigan that's kind of on the ripple scape cardigan pattern. I'm using the stitches or the stitch counts for that. I'm not using the stitch pattern, but that one I can show because it's a striped cardigan, so I'm doing one to whatever I use. I think it's going to be like 12 or 13 for that one. It's a DK. So I'll show that in just a second. And what else am I using? Oh, the Skein Shop or the Skein Scoop podcast, which is for Skein Yarn Shop. Boy, I'm really on it. They did a scrappy sock swap or scrappy yarn fingering weight yarn swap, and my partner that I was paired with is in Florida, and I'm doing something with some of the ones that she sent, but I just opened them all at one time. So welcome to my December videos. If you're new here, that's a little bit about what's going on. If you're coming back, welcome back. It is a cold, rainy day here today. It's been raining nonstop for 2 or 3 days. But then again, that is winter in the Willamette Valley of Oregon. My main focus this month needs to be cleaning this mess behind me. I always say that. It's not as bad as it looks because it hasn't been that long since I cleaned it up. But my cleaning part now is I want to go through my craft room and I want to get rid of all of that stuff that is sitting in the dresser behind me and in the closets that I'm never going to get to, or I may not get to. I had big plans for, but I haven't touched for a couple of years. That kind of thing. I I got a chair for my spinning. I think I showed it one time on here, but that white chair um I got for my birthday from my partner. He got it for me so that I could sit and spin. The chair that I'm sitting in right now is a computer gaming type chair, and it's just not comfortable to spin in because it's on rollers. So that one's just a stable. That's my Ashford traditional spinning wheel. And I got the chair so I'd have something to sit and spin in. I wiped my wheel down and was going to sit and start spinning, and the leather strap that held the pedal to the bar that makes the wheel move broke into. So I had to replace that. And boy, are they a bugger to replace. It's just a little strip of leather with two holes in it, and you take a couple of screws out. But oh my gosh, it when they're new, they're thick and they're kind of not very pliable and they're hard to get in there. So I'm thinking, what am I going to be able to show? I'm really not going to be able to show a whole lot because of the advents. And even though I can show a few of them, I really am trying not to spoil anything. And I got several advents this year because I had only gotten the Woolens and Nosh advent before, Yarny advent. And I wanted to step out and try some more. Um, I like the way that Rainier Roses does theirs because when you order it in April, you could do like a down payment and then you pay by the month. And then in November, it comes to you. So I really like that. Um, it kind of helps to break it up a little bit. The rest of them, I'm not gonna say I'm not happy with. I'm just not. I guess I was expecting more than what I got. Um, and I have one still coming, and that's the Le Garçon winter box or surprise box or whatever it is for this year. They had an issue getting them all out on the same time, and I'm not going to get mine until the 15th. So, yeah. Oh, and I got the Yarnable or Hypnotic Yarn. They do the Yarnable subscription. I got their Christmas Eve cast on box. And I'm not going to show that either because it's supposed to be for Christmas Eve. And like I said, I'm not saving it for Christmas Eve. I've basically opened everything. But the one that I can show is the cardigan that I'm doing. It's the Ripple Skate pattern. This is how much I have so far. I'm going to have to put it on bigger needles soon. I haven't done a whole lot, but I mean, if you know cardigans, this is the back, and then there's the sleeve stitches in between, and then it's the front. But this is the Narnia Storyteller Stitcher Advent. This is day 1. This is day 2. I got this bag with it. It's really cool. I really love Narnia. One day you will be old enough to start reading fairy tales again. C.S. Lewis. This is day 3. And this is day 4. So you can kind of see how it's going there. And I'm using this with Hobby Lobby's Soft and Slick DK in the linen color. That's my main color. So the pattern that I'm wanting to do is called the Ripple Skate. And the stitch pattern does like a dip down to give it kind of a chevron-y move to it. And quite honestly, I'm sure some people can understand. Maybe it's just me and the fact that I haven't been well lately that I can't understand what it says to do. But it wants you to do the ripple slip stitch pattern while increasing, but it just tells you to do it and do the increases, and every time I tried to do it, it looked really bad. So this is what the pattern looks like, and that's what I really wanted to go for, but I could not do the increases and keep the pattern stitch looking like it was supposed to. And I, I opened this advent when I got it, so I spent a week, all of my knitting time for an entire week, trying to get my pattern, the ripple slip stitch pattern, to look good while I was doing the increases when it was telling me to do the increases, and I couldn't get it. So I'm just using the stitch count, and I'm just doing a plain striped pattern, and I'm not very happy because you pay for the pattern, and then I could have just done a leaf cardigan at that, but that's just me. Since this is the box that the Narnia came in, and this is what's on the back of the box. And I keep getting interrupted with little pop-ups. This is what it looks like on the inside. I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna read it all, but I showed you up to day 4. So this is day 5. This is day 6. And then today's is, I need to lay it down for that one. Day 7. So we're kind of going minty and gray and then really dark and then kind of a mix of everything, but that's fun. I'm okay with that. Like I said, this is my first year with Advents, and I mean, you can put what you think in the comments below, but I don't think I'm going to be doing more than my Woolens and Nosh sock Advent from now on. Maybe the Le Garçon Advent or box. I have to wait and see what that looks like because they usually have really good stuff. It's just, I don't know. Just looking at the things, I'm like, that's not what I expected or anything like that. I'm kind of glad that I didn't go for anything. I really like the Rainier Roses. I may do that one again next year along with the Woolens and Nosh. It's wonderful, moody colors, and I really like the way that they're done. And the way that I'm using it is very satisfying. So that leaves me with a lot of my stuff I really can't show, so I'm sorry. That's not a very good podcast or episode this time because of the fact that I don't want to ruin anyone's surprises. And quite frankly, I'm not real sure that I would. I mean, I don't have thousands of subscribers, but I don't know if maybe a few of you don't have the same advance and are really excited. And I'm not going to do a daily thing. I worked. I drove to Portland this weekend. I went to IKEA. Um, and I knitted. That's about as much as I've done. I have started doing my yarn stash as part of this cleanup. I'm going through my yarn and I'm trying to decide, okay, is this something that I'm really actually going to work with? Or is this something that I can part with? So I'm going one box at a time, and I'm doing a um, looking at the stash. I'm putting it on Ravelry. I'm putting what it is. I'm taking a picture and I'm putting the information there so that I can decide, is this something that I really want to work with? Do I have more than one of this color? Because some of a lot of these are going to have just one skein. The first box I opened, I did find like 3 skeins of the Lion Brand Ferris wheel. I don't think they make that anymore. This one here, in this pretty color, it's called Cotton Candy, I think. Excuse me. Yes, it's called Cotton Candy. And it's kind of a minty green. Ooh, that's horrible. Purpley color. That shows it a little better. Sorry. Um, yeah, there you go. That shows it pretty good. I have 4 skeins of this, and this is 270 yards. It's 100% acrylic. It's in US. It's rated as a 4, so it's gonna be like a worsted weight. I think I'm just gonna do a garter stitch blanket. It shows on here that one skein will make a scarf, but I think I'm just gonna do kind of like the cozy comfort throw and just garter stitch this up in a blanket with the slip 3 in the front at the end, and then turn and knit across and slip 3 in the front with the yarn in the front at the end, and just have a border on it and just let it go. But yeah, just little things like that. So I'm trying to see what I have so that I can see if I'm going to use those things, because I have like red heart in a pale pink, or pink petal pink, petal pink. I don't know. It was awful. Just trying to see if that's something that I will use, I can use for something, or I can donate it. Or I have my Centro machines that I've shown last time where I was making those hats. I can actually do that where it goes back and forth like it's doing a panel instead of a tube. And I can make little scarves to donate next year. Or if I get some scarves made doing that, I can donate them this year. It doesn't have to be next year. I can donate anytime. But I thought about that. So I'm not, I don't know, I'm doing something that could be used by someone who needs it, and I'm not just throwing the yarn at someone else to have to pay for to use, but there may be people out there who needs it. I don't know. I tried to donate some yarn to a local assisted living facility where they had some ladies that like to crochet and knit, and I was told that they didn't need it. They had enough donated yarn. Does anyone else get that? When they go to donate something, I've had Goodwill do that to me before. And not just with like furniture and stuff. I've actually had them look in my boxes and say, "Oh, I'm sorry, we're overrun with craft items right now. We can't take this." Or, in anything. And I'm like, "Wait, what?" And people tell you all the time, "Oh, so and so will take it. They're always looking for hats. They're always looking for mittens. They're always looking for scarves." But when you go to donate them, they're like, "No, it's handmade. They don't want it." Or um, they have too many. Because around this time of year, I was told that around this time of year, people are very generous in donating hats, scarves, and gloves and unused yarn to places to get rid of them to make room for other things. And or in the spring, usually when I'm doing it, that's when they don't want to take it. So we'll see. I don't know what else to do. Anyway, I went on a tangent. What else was I going to show you? Oh, what I'm doing with the Scrappy. It's in my chip sack from Fiber Hustle. I am doing a crochet pattern, and it's Magical Snowflakes by Cherry Heart or Sandra Paul. I'm using a size C or a 2.75 millimeter foil hook. This one I got that was put in a wood handle already, and I bought this one, and then my partner made several with wood handles for me. One, that's three. Oh, here's one. Okay, so the first snowflake that I have made, this is a join as you go. You make the snowflakes, and then you have a couple of rounds of a main color to join them with. And this is day one. They came in these cute little bags, and they were marked. And this is my day one snowflake. So this right here is my first full snowflake, and all of the others, as I make them, when I put the white on them, they will join with this one. Usually I think it's at the points and here that it'll join, so it will have some gaps. And that's number one. And I'm kind of thinking at the moment, this is a pain in the rear. I haven't tightened up the middle. I don't know if it's going to be able to tighten up. There it goes. I still have ends to weave in because I'm trying to think. I need to block this. And then I got to thinking I need to block them when they're at this stage. This is day twos. Each little gnome is a little different. But these yarns came from my scraps swap. So I have the majority of them in here, but not all of them. Because some of them are not what I would call snowflake material. This one's gorgeous. That would go great in a sock or a cowl or something. But I just think with the oranges and the greens, it's not really snowflake. But this one was questionable as far as if it would be. But like this little self-striping piece, that is not snowflake to me. Um, that was day 6. This was day 8. This one was day 5. I don't see that as snowflakey. It just started raining harder. I do see these, however, because they're supposed to be 20-gram minis. I do see some of these going into like a hat. And this one is a question. It's grays, pinks, and purples. And I kind of like that one for a snowflake, but I'm not sure. And let's see. This one as well. See, I think these two right here would be perfect because they're pinks and purples and grays. I think those two would be perfect in a hat. Salish cap, that's it. And a Salish cap. But I think I would need more than just 2 for a Salish cap. And then here's one that would go in there with it. I could do that one with it. That may be an idea. There's like 2 or 3 colors in here that I think would like mix together well for a Salish cap. And I could do that. But I'll show you. Those are the ones that I took out. This is day 2. This is without the white. And this is what the snowflake looks like. And I'm thinking about blocking that. And then doing the white. Because this one I did not block first. And I'm supposed to join these as I go. So I think if I block the first one and I block these before I add the white, it'll be a little bit easier after I join it, because then I can be a little bit more precise with this joining them together, because they're going to join like this or like this. I can't remember. Joining them together and then blocking them out every few. That way I don't have a huge blanket to block at one time. And this is day 3. I mean, it's very variegated, but it has the blues. It also has some browns. I don't know. I have no idea. But this is more intricate than I thought it was going to be because it's crochet. And I'm not real sure. I'm not doing these in order. Those just happen to be 1, 2, and 3. But this is another color that I'm putting in it. That pink. And then that was day 13. But you see why I'm like, eh. And then this is some pinks, purples, and greens. This one's a little iffy. But I was thinking that one would be okay because I have some pinks. And that one doesn't have that bright yellow and orange in it. And see? Pinks, purples, grays. And these are all from the fingering weight scrap swap from Skein Yarn Shop. Here's another blue. And with some scraps that I have left, I think those will be really cute. I feel myself being very tense when I'm making them. And I'm not sure if that is because I'm using such a small hook. Because it's a size C hook. which is what's called for in the pattern, or if it's just me not being very good with the intricate crochets, because this is puff stitch, front post double crochets, front post double crochet together, um, like three double crochet together but around front post. And it's simple enough. It's just okay. One, it's not something that I can do a little bit of like my sock. I can't do like 2 or 3 rounds and then put it down. One, I have learned, because I did these 3 colored parts, and the third one that I was doing, I was like on round 4 of the color of this part, and I put it down. And here a few days, well, over a week later, I go to pick it up again, and I'm like, oh, where am I at? So it's not something that, if you don't have time to sit down and do this whole color piece, you can't just put it down and pick it up. I suppose you can if you're doing it in the same day, but you can't. I mean, you do a motif and then you walk away. If you're in the middle of that motif, then it, for me, it's difficult to get back to. Let's put it that way. So that's what I'm working on. I am working on a couple of tops, but I mean a top, but it's downstairs, and I haven't worked on it in over a week because like I said, I was trying to get that cardigan going so that I could do some, because it's like a 8-round repeat for each color, and I'd like to try to do a stripe a day. But I have spent so much time trying to figure that one out that it just aggravated the holy crap out of me, and I was done. Something else that I had started is, this is a little makeup bag that I got at Walmart. It was like a little $10 bag. It's made in the same way as the Project 9, Project 10, and Project 39 bags, where it opens up and sits flat, and it has a middle pocket, it has 2 smaller pockets here, and then it has a bigger pocket here. So that's my cheat. I found one at Target that's like a faux tan leather as well for like $6, but the sides here don't come all the way down to the zipper part. I mean, there's a little space there, but the one from Target is way up here. It's open from way up here. But these are perfect little sock size bags. I went on a little bag kick. I got me some bags. Now I'm kind of happy. My Brilliant Brickwork. These wonderful, wonderful colors in this wrap. It is kind of cool in here. I guess I could use this. I usually show things to you guys and then I throw them on the spare bed here, and that's where they stay for a while. But I love these colors. These 2 are Heritage. This is Always Be Kind zebra yarn. This mint color is one that I dyed. And then this lighter speckled white with mint is one that I had. Oh my gosh. I had that and another color that would match it. And I had them, I started a pair of socks and I didn't like the way it was looking, and I ripped it out. And I frogged socks with this yarn and the other yarn so many times that I told myself, the yarn is telling me it does not want to be socks. I'm not making socks with it, so I refuse to make socks with it. But I used it in this, my Brilliant Brickwork. And then I decided I had so much of this left. Look at that. I have enough left to make a pair of socks. Yes, that's in there. But look at this. I'm on the heel flap. This is my ooey gooey socks. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Yeah, it's kind of puffy. I'm not real good working in the round on socks with, you can tell I'm doing magic loop because it's more puffy right here and right here than around the rest of it. But I think they're good. I think they'll stretch out good. That's my first welt that I've ever made right there. So I'm using the yarn that didn't want to be socks. I did a cuff to the pattern. And then I used the mint for the welt with that minty speckle. And then I picked up in the zebra yarn for the color work here. And I'm using the purple for my main color. And now I'm using the speckly mint again for the heel. And then I'll do the main color in the pink again, or the pinky purple. I'll do the foot. And then when I get down to the toe, I'll use the zebra yarn. It has mint greens and purples in it as well. I'll use that again for the pattern at the toe. And then I will probably do the toe in the mint green. This one. Because I didn't use it very much in the rest of the sock, I think I would like to do the toe in it. But yeah, isn't that cool? I love it. I'm just doing it to pattern, so it's not going to be like very long, but I mean, you do the cuff and then you have your leg here and then you're doing your heel. So I got to pick these back up. Honestly, that one cardigan, I was so excited for that cardigan and then I got so disappointed. So I'm sure that it's just me and not really the pattern, but I hate to do, I mean, basically that right there is that whole pattern. There's like, this right here tells you the materials that you need and the colors. So that's your main page. And then this gets you started with the yoke and the stitch. This right here is the body and then the hem and cuff. And this is kind of the buttonhole. And then you have a schematic. But there's not a lot of explanation. So I'm not real happy. But this is by Amy Gunderson. I really want that pattern, but I'm not going to get it. I'm happy with what I have. I'm just disappointed in the way that it's written. I know how to knit. I knit well on some things, but when I haven't done something before, like if it's something like that where you're doing a special pattern as you're increasing or decreasing, I am better by having it written out. Do this stitch this way for this many stitches and then increase this way and then continue like this. The same thing with the hooded test knit that I was doing for Les Garçons. it was beyond me because the hood stopped me. I did not completely finish the test net because I couldn't finish the hood because I had never done a hood before, and I was all excited about it, but I couldn't figure it out, and I just couldn't do it. The explanation was fine, I think, if you had done a hood before, but it wasn't for those of us that had never done it. But that's just me. That's my experience with patterns. I like well written and I'm not saying Le Garçon is not well written. Amy Gunderson, I mean, both of those patterns are well written. What's not well with those patterns and me is that I need a little bit more hand holding on certain things because yes, I can make a hood. Yes, I can do a chevron pattern. It's the way you were making that particular hood. Well, I'd never done a hood before, but reading through the pattern, I was fine until I got to the end. Um, Doing chevrons, I'm good if you give me parameters. It, I pay for the pattern for somebody to tell me how to increase during that stitch, not to say work the stitch while doing the increases and keeping the pattern. That's why I paid for the pattern. Okay, enough rambling because that just, it comes out all wrong and people take it the wrong way other than the way that I intend it to be taken. And I just need to stop. So, now there's not really a whole lot more to do. Hopefully, I can show more next week on things that I am working on. I'll try to find a way to show more. Not sure how that's going to work. I'm pretty sure that my socks won't be able to be shown unless I hide it. We'll see. We'll see what I can do. Let's see. What else is there? There's nothing. 42 minutes of rambling. Sorry about that, but not sorry because I'm here. Hopefully I can start spinning. That's what I'd like to do this month, is really start being able to spin a little bit. And next time I sit down with you, maybe we can just chat and I can spin a little bit and we'll see what we can do from there. Until then, enjoy your holidays if you're celebrating the holidays. If not, enjoy your chill time, and I'll talk to you later. Bye. Thanks for watching.